Hello everyone, this is Sushil More, your host for the channel OHS Warriors. So today again we are here for an amazing podcast session with an amazing guest, another guest. So let me brief about myself a little bit and then we'll start the podcast. So myself, Sushil More, I am an occupational health and safety professional. So I am working in 11 years in this industry, and I have a lot of vast knowledge, rich knowledge about the industry in the occupational health and safety domain. So recently, I had some self-development journey of improving myself, or I had some qualification upgradation I had done, and then I have done some transformation program. I have enrolled to that. So I've seen a lot of changes in myself, and after that, I have decided to help all the OHS professionals who are like me and who want to grow in their career, who want to improve themselves, and who want to become unstoppable. So this is my vision. Vision is that all the industries, who are all the workplaces, should be safe, healthy, and focused on employee well-being. And my mission is to help 1 million OHS professionals to become unstoppable and live a fulfilled life. So this is about me. Now coming to the podcast. So today's podcast is all about data-driven mindset. So we have an amazing guest, as I told already. He is Mr. I will share his name, but he is a data and digital specialist. He is an upcoming author. He is an speaker. He is a mentor to many people. He is working in insurance industries from last several years, and he's helping people to find data solutions and data analytics awareness. He is creating awareness about data analytics and data solutions everywhere, and he has worked in multiple countries, and he has an experience of global locations. So we are delighted to have Mr. Varun Vadial for this podcast. Mr. Varun Vadial, please, can you have on screen?
Yeah, hi, good morning. Good morning, Sushil. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you so much for sparing your time, your valuable time for this podcast, for the OHS professional to get to know about the digital and data solutions that you can provide, or that awareness that one should have about data solutions. So thank you so much for coming to our podcast.
No, thank you. I've been following your work in social media, Sushil, and your energy and passion and whatever you're doing for OHS Warrior, it's simply amazing, because I think this is very important aspect, right, for the safety and how they can do their job much better. And yeah, you have a very powerful mission and vision. It's very good. And yeah, I'm thrilled to be talking to you today. And I hope I can add whatever little value I could add to your community with my experience and knowledge today.
So we'll start the podcast now. So for the first question we have is tell us the audience a little bit about your background, where you come from, and what have recently, what are you doing, and what have you achieved? What is?
Sure. Yeah, as you mentioned in the introduction, I am a digital and data specialist, and I help insurance companies to build digital and data-driven solutions. I also help individuals across industries to develop a data-driven mindset so that they can maximize their true potential with the power of data and AI. I live in Hong Kong for last 12 years. I traveled across 10 different countries in Southeast Asia, know some brilliant minded people in my industry. I am also a certified mental health first aider, and I can't complain of my life. However, the life was not always like this. I was born and brought up in a small village called Shirwa in Karnataka. And I studied in primary and secondary schooling in a government vernacular medium, which means I was introduced to the letters of ABCD. I was in fifth standard at the age of 10. And until then, I didn't study English like the small kids these days, right? Within in the very childhood, they start to learn. So yeah, I did my engineering in Karnataka in a college which is very close to my hometown, covered in full of greenery. And in 2007, for the first time, I moved from my lush green hometown into the hustle bustle of Delhi to start my journey in corporate world. And at that time, I got an opportunity to work for a client in Hong Kong, okay, which was a dream come true for a person with a humble background from a small town, and to work in an international financial hub. It was fantastic for me. And since then, I have been working into the projects where there is a digital and data link. I did my master's in machine learning and AI. And last few years, I have been working and helping a lot of friends and mentees to develop the data-driven mindset so that they can excel in their work. So here I am talking about the same with you, because I feel this is a very important aspect for anyone, be in a corporate world, be a freelancer, or be in a business, right? To understand the power of data and AI.
So amazing story. I think like coming from a humble background, like a vernacular medium, and then moving to a career like in overseas in Hong Kong, like it's an amazing and very inspirational story, I think. So whoever is listening to this, I think they can like get a lot of inspiration by that. That one person can achieve a lot of success if he desires to do, and if he wants to do. So thank you so much for sharing this information with us. So now coming to the next question. So there is a like every person's life, there is some like turning point or something like that when he decides like this is the field I'm going to help people. This is the field I'm passionate about. So what was that your one turning point in your life when you decided to focus on this particular field of data?
Okay. Yeah, well, that's a good question. I'm just thinking because there are several turning points in anyone's life, right? However, if I have to pinpoint one particular incident, and then it has to be somewhere in 2014. I got an opportunity to meet FC Kohli, Fakir Chand Kohli. He's the pioneer of India's information technology industry. He's also the founder of TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. So he said something in that meeting which made a surgical implant in my brain, which I don't forget even till today. He said something like this: "You guys don't need to learn everything. You guys don't need to know everything. However, you should have the ability to figure things out." So from that day onwards, I kept investing my time and energy and money to learn and upskill myself. And I went on to become the person I am today. The very next year, I completely focused on data and analytics because initially I wanted to know what it is. So the curiosity turned into the passion, and the passion gave the knowledge I was looking. So yeah, that's something I will never forget, that moment.
So yeah, like you said that there was one incident like you clicked one particular sentence of particular person, like so one should like see whenever we get a lot of inspirations in our life, so we should grab all those inspirations and look forward like successful people and make our career successful by that. So now coming to the next question. So this is about like a lot of people in the industries, like in operations and in the different fields. So they are struggling with the data, like they are using the traditional way of using data and those things. So what do you think, like why they are not able to change, and what are the reason, like roadblocks in that particular things?
Yeah, Sushil, maybe I can give an example for this, right? So when I was doing my master's thesis, I came across a gentleman from a data tech startup. He was from a Middle East company. So during the conversation, so I observed that they had a wonderful team of experts in machine learning and AI. They had all the tools and technologies to solve the problem. Most importantly, they had an investor with a deep pocket to fund their initiative. And even in their company, people were strategically placed in all over the world so that they work in 24 cross 7. Okay. But they had one issue. So what they didn't have is a business case to solve a problem. And why is that? Because they were working with organizations, with people who are very traditional mindset. Okay. So the people who may not realize what they can do with the data. Uh, see, we can't solve tomorrow's problems with yesterday's mindset and skills. Okay. So we have to have a systematic overhaul in an organization from top to bottom. Similarly for person, right? For personal self-development, you need to have a systematic overhaul in every aspect. So that is what hindering some of the organization who are still following the traditional method.
So very rightly said. So now the next question is about like how important is, like in the today's world, to have an awareness about like digital solutions or data driven mindset.
Yeah, after being in the industry for so long, I realized success of an initiative is not depending on the technology, not on the consultants, not on the expensive IT system, but it is the mindset of the people, right?
Yes.
So what makes people not see the value of it? So I have been asking the same question to myself, right, to find the answer. Why people say, I'm too busy for it? Why people say, I will always say no to new technology? Why people say, no, this is not for me? So the answer to this, right, I feel the mindset of the people. So if you say, okay, why this mindset is coming? It is not their fault. Frankly, it is not their fault. Because this mindset is coming from the ignorance. So they don't realize the true potential. Okay. So, and the cost of this ignorance is super expensive for organizations. If they don't realize it, they are losing money every single day. It's like throwing the money out of the window every single second. So yeah, I feel this is extremely important, and the mindset is causing all this.
So now a question related to this only, like now if a person, if an organization decides to have a like data driven solutions or data related solutions, so how is the importance of having a mentor or some like expert advice, like who can guide them to the data driven solutions?
Yeah, Sushil. So for people, I'm saying they don't have to listen to me. They don't have to believe me. There are a lot of reports out there. So one particular report I want to quote. This is a report on human impact of data literacy from Click and Accenture. It was released an year back. Okay. So what they said is, when accounting a data-induced procrastination and sick leaves due to the stress resulting from information, data, technology issues, companies will lose at least 5 working days per employee per year. That's massive. What's the dollar value? in US alone, it will translate to $100 billion. And the trend is consistent across different geographies. What pains me, okay, in today's world, in today's corporate world, you are well versed with the, say, PowerPoint, Word, Excel, email, Outlook. It's like, it's a must-have skill. No one will ask, hey, do you know Word or anything, right? But it was not the case 2.5 decades back. So there was advancement. People were literate, knowing that it's a must-have tool. So what I feel, right? So in the years to come, so the business intelligence tools and the visualization tools like Power BI, Tableau, or Click, or any such thing will be as common as using a Microsoft Word. For me, I feel it will be the basic necessity to do your work. And it will be in a no-code platform. So you don't need to have a coding knowledge, but you need to have a data knowledge. So it is not like, okay, it is only for people from the IT industry. No, you don't say, okay, today Excel is used only with the IT background people. No, right? Anyone can use. So I feel, yeah, this visualization tool, everyone should be able to understand what it is. So that's where they have to get the expert guidance to learn that.
Yes, yes. So it's, as you told, that's it's a future. It's a future of like industries, that everyone will be like everything will be like around the data only. So that is so now our next question is about like what is the one myth that people have about data driven solutions or like that?
Yeah, there are many myths, but the biggest myth, according to me, data science is only for those who know coding. That's the biggest myth, according to me. So I feel every person in this planet Earth, if that person is literate, then he or she also need to be data literate. So you don't have to come from a computer background. You don't need to have a coding knowledge. You don't have to be an actuary. Anybody can master the data-driven mindset. So I want to bust that myth everywhere, wherever I go.
Yes, 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 yes. So one more question, like so we as a OHS professionals, like who are working in factories, industries, like they're not too much aware of this. So what is that? Like what is a machine learning or AI? Like give a brief about that, so they can have an awareness about that.
Yeah, see, this is actually applicable to all the industry, right? So across all verticals. So from OHS point of view, I can say this computer vision or IoT cameras, machine learning, AI, these are all developed to make the workplace safer. So with, say, intelligent automation, which covers practically all possible scenarios. Let's take few examples, for example, right? So say worker safety. So the machines with the tracking capability, it is able to recognize a human activity. Say if a worker is showing some symptoms of pain, it may be because of an injury or because of an illness. He or she may not have time to put that alarm, right? The buzzer. So the machine can detect something wrong happening, and it can actually create that alarm so that the help can reach on time. So that's one, and we can go much deeper, right? Like for example, equipment control. So in some jobs you have to wear some specialized equipment, okay? So the machines can track whether you are wearing the equipment correctly or not, or if there is any malfunction happened in the equipment you wore. So it can give that alert immediately so that you can stop something wrong happening, right? So also these days, you can say the distance monitoring. Like for example, it can detect, okay, whether there is a proper social distancing between the workers, or sometimes some mission critical distancing is required between the worker and the machinery, the heavy machinery. It can be like in a nuclear power plant, right? So it can detect, okay, whether there is a proper distance being maintained or not. So if not, it can detect, it can help people to alert, hey, you have to be careful, right? So for me, all this data AI technology is helping people to work better in a safer environment. It is not taking away the jobs. People say, oh, the automation comes, we will
Yeah.
lose the job. No,
Yeah.
it is actually empowering people, right? So we should bring in the technology. Sometimes what happens, people don't allow the technology to come in, thinking, okay, if we allow this to happen, then we will lose the jobs. No. So that's again one more myth, right? So
Yeah.
it is all about increasing the safety of your workplace. So yeah, that will definitely, from the OHS point of view. So hope you agree with this point
Yeah.
also, right? So you have been in this industry
Yeah.
for so long.
Yeah. So a very important point that you mentioned, like this technology, how it can help the OHS professionals. So now I want to address the OHS professionals. Uh, so we have like in our workplace what we do, like for the protection, for the control of workplace hazards. What we do, we apply different controls, like we apply engineering controls, we apply administrative controls, like we have a personal protective equipment controls. So this is a very important engineering controls. Like if the machine is detecting that the person is doing an unsafe act or unsafe, so it can detect and it can produce an alarm. So it's a very amazing thing. Like we don't have to depend on the human kind of things. Like we have a very like advanced thing that is not allowing human error to happen. So accidents are definitely not going to happen if if the industries or the organizations are taking this technologies like that. And also, like I have seen in the ergonomics, so people are like if there is a extension of person to a particular place, so he has, so there is a like alarm is there that you don't have to extend too much or that. So very important point you mentioned, like in the OHS field also, it is very relevant that automations and AI is very important. So now, so the next question we have is like, what is your mission or vision about that you want to like see in the data field? What is the mission and vision?
Yeah, so I would like to start with saying it's the time to break the mindset barrier everyone has, right? Mark Twain said, two most important days in your life. One is the day when you are born, and the other is when you discover why. So for me, I'm discovering my why. So I am in a mission to create a million data-driven minds. I want to create a million data literate tribe, right? So I'm on a mission to create a million data citizens because I feel strongly for this topic, and I want this topic to be discussed in every board meeting, in every lunch catch-ups, or every project meeting, or every podcast, because I feel the time is ticking. Every second lost is a lost opportunity. We don't have time. There is, I yesterday I was in a webinar where they said 50% of the workforce is not skilled to solve tomorrow's problem, right? 50% of workforce. So we have to upskill ourselves. So that's my mission, to create a 1 billion data citizens.
Great. Very powerful mission and vision you have. So, I want to wish you all the best and all my best wishes to you to
Thank you, Sushil.
for this mission. and it will impact a lot of people, like if they are developing their mindset about data, and definitely they will be able to solve definitely the world's solutions, world's problems, and give the solutions. So now the next question we have is like uh, what is the what's so people who are looking for the solutions or who looking for someone guidance in the data driven field, so how can those persons or the audience can reach out to you for those guidance?
Yeah, thanks for this question, Sushil. So, you know what? An interesting fact, out of 4 people, only one person is fully confident on their ability to read, analyze, work, understand, argue, decide based on the data. Just 1 in 4, only 25%. So 75% are not very sure. At the same time, only 1 in 3 C-level executives were viewed as data literate people. The impact of it is huge, because it's like, okay, you have less traction coming from the top management to educate the workforce on data. So you get lesser focus on data projects. So my aim is to make them realize everyone can become data experts. It's not like everyone will become data scientists. No, that's what I'm saying. It's about having that awareness, what data science and AI can do to improve their job, and seek the help as appropriate. There are tons of data scientists out there, okay? So who are extremely good at the technology side, but they are not aware of the business problems. There are tons of business users out there who know everything about their job, but they are not aware what data scientists can do and help to make their life better. So I want to connect that bridge, right? So make a bridge to connect those people so that they can complement each other. So anyone can contact me in say Facebook or LinkedIn, who want guidance or help, and I want to genuinely help such people, because I see everyone together collectively, we will have a win-win situation by everyone knowing the power of data.
And also we saw like you are upcoming author, so tell us a little bit about your book you are publishing, or like
Yeah, Sushil. So I am actually co-authoring a book on financial freedom, which is about to launch in October. But at the same time, I am working on my individual book, which will be definitely on data-driven solution. So yeah, I don't want to give away much at this point, but this book will give a solution for anyone to develop that data-driven mindset. So I hope to launch at least by end of this year or early next year. So yeah, stay tuned for this book. It will be fantastic.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's like it will be helpful to a lot of people. That the book, I think the book is very important thing for any person's self development or any person's like awareness point of view. So the book, when it comes, it will be really helpful to all the people. So now we are coming to the last part of this podcast, and the last question we have with you is like, what is the one piece of advice that you want to give to all the professionals, all the like industries, organizations, to have what are the last piece of advice you want to give?
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's like everyone might have viewed the Matrix movie, right? So like in Matrix movie, everyone will have 2 options out there. One, maintain the status quo, keep doing whatever you are doing with no sense of upskilling, no urgency, and one day they will realize time is running out and they can no more do the same work they were doing in the most traditional way. Second, upskill, learn data, AI, metaverse, crypto, and ready for the massive changes happening in the workforce in a very short period of time. So I am also a community lead for Global AI Hub, which is a Swiss-based, fastest growing AI community out there, where we want to democratize AI learning for everyone for free of cost. So there are a lot of courses in both technical as well as the business domain for people to learn and understand the fundamentals of tomorrow's technology. Invest on upskilling yourself. That's my message to all your audience. Please don't forget to upskill, keep upskilling. And it's a continuous journey. It's not like, okay, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. No, it's the lifelong journey. Keep upskilling yourself.
Thank you so much. This is a powerful message you have given. Like all the people, all the audience, definitely they know now they have to invest. They have to invest on something that will change their life. So now, so thank you so much, Varun, for just coming to the podcast and sharing your knowledge and insight about the data-driven field and the solutions that can help people in their routine jobs and routine or the organization that can have to increase their productivity and all those things. So thank you so much again for.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sushil, for taking the time out there and convey my message. And yeah, thanks a lot. You have been doing a fantastic job, and yeah, all the best to you in your future endeavors.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now, so we are just going to complete this podcast. So we will be having a lot of podcasts in the coming future as well. So see you soon in the next podcast. So bye bye.